Shedema, hydrocarbons, hydrogen plus prefixes include meth, eth, prop, but, pent.
Hi Shedema teachers, today we'll be talking about hydrocarbons. This is an organic compound that forms the basic of crude oil, natural gas, coal and other important energy sources. Hydrocarbons have certain structures. You have aromatic compounds and aliphatic compounds. Aromatic contains benzene ring. They contain an aromatic ring. Aliphatic compounds are without benzene rings. Aromatic needs special conditions to react. Aliphatic does not need. They react freely and easily. Aromatic must always be cyclic. Aliphatic can either be cyclic or straight, linear. Aromatic are always unsaturated. Aliphatic are either saturated as well as unsaturated. Either be saturated or unsaturated. Okay, so in aliphatic compounds, they can appear as saturated as well as unsaturated.
Shedema, hydrocarbons, hydrogen plus prefixes include meth, eth, prop, but, pent.
Shedema, alkane is a single bond. Alkene bond is a double bond. Alkyne bond is a triple bond.
Hydrocarbons are important because they form the background of organic chemistry, as the name implies. Hydrogen and carbons. They're found in petrol, diesel, cooking gas, and many other things such as kerosene, candle, wax, natural gas. Hydrocarbons are named based on the number of carbons on the atom chain. The carbon atoms in the main chain gives you the basis of the naming.
Shedema, hydrocarbons, hydrogen plus prefixes include meth, eth, prop, but, pent.
1 carbon chain is meth, 2 eth, 3 prop, 4 but, 5 pent, 6 hex, 7 hept, 8 oct, 9 non, and 10 dec. These are prefixes used. Now, what kind of bonds do your carbons have?
Shedema, alkane is a single bond. Alkene bond is a double bond. Alkyne bond is a triple bond.
Alkane are single bonded. Double bond, you have alkene, and triple bond, it's alkyne. Here are the alkanes from methane to decane. CH4, ethane C2H6, propane C3H8. Remember, we have a general formula. N H2N plus 2, Cn H2N plus 2. N represents the number. We've discussed earlier, meth, eth, prop represent 1, 2, 3 until you get to dec, 10. So when you're starting with methane, you input N, C2H2N plus 2, where N is 1, 2N will be 2 times 1, it becomes 2, and then 2 plus 2 is 4. So for methane, you get CH4. Alkanes are nicknamed the saturated fats of chemistry. Remember, they have single bonds only, and the formula goes CnH2n plus 2. Now, alkenes are the unsaturated carbons. They have a 1 carbon-to-carbon double bond. Examples are ethene, propene, butene, until you get to decene and all that. But the nickname is called the double bond gang in chemistry. The formula are CnH2n. That's where we stop. That's the formula for acquiring the alkenes. And then you have ethene as C2H4, propene as C3H6, with 1 in as but 2 in. Why do we have but 1 in and why do we have but 2 in? It is but 1 in because the double bond is located after the first carbon, while it is but 2 in because the double bond is located after the second carbon, hence the name but 2 in. Now guess, how do we name this alkene? First of all, consider how many carbons it's got. In the straight chain, it's got 5 carbon atoms in the straight chain. Hence, it's going to be a pent. But is it going to be a pent 1 in or a pent 2 in? You look and start counting. From left to right, right to left. From left to right, after the second carbon, you have the double bond. From right to left, after the third carbon, you have the double bond. From left, you have after the second. From right, you have after the third. It's important for you to start counting from either side. Start from the left and then start from the right. The one that has the lowest number is going to be picked. If you start from left to right, it's after the second carbon. So you pick left to right counting because we prefer to take the smaller number. But if you look closely, there are other subsequent groups attached to it. You have a bromine there. So because of that bromine, you need to include that. Since you already have the parent chain, the base name as pent2-ene, pent2-ene. Pent because it's 5 carbon, 2-ene because it's after the second carbon you have the double bond. Then you count which of the carbon do you have the Br subsequent group. It's on the 4th carbon. So that's simply 4-bromopent2-ene. 4-bromopent2-ene. Now we move on to the alkynes, which are the unsaturated hydrocarbons. They contain a triple bond, hence they are formed by the formula CnH2n minus 2. CnH2n-2, where n represents the number from meth to dec. For instance, if you want to write ethine, then you start ethine represents 2, so Cn, n represents 2, so C2, and H2n, 2 times 2 is going to be 4, and 4 taken away 2 is 2. Therefore, ethine is going to give us C2H2, and then propine is going to give us C3H4. They are nicknamed the triple thread squad in chemistry. So that's a brief summary about the alkane, alkene, and alkynes group. Now, in our next video, we'll be talking about the alcohol group. The alcohol group. How do you achieve, or from where do you get the alcohol group?
Shetima. Alkane is a single bond. Alkene bond is a double bond. Alkyne bond is a triple bond.